to study abroad. This video is for you. Hi, I'm Laura. Welcome here. Thanks for clicking on this video. And there are many reasons, many possible reasons you would want to study abroad. For most people, it's because the course that you're interested in is best offered elsewhere. It could be best offered in the US, in the UK, in Canada. Those are the best, like, you know, most people have top of their head when they're thinking studying abroad, but places like Israel are also really good. So it could be so much inspired by what you particularly want to do. But another very important reason is you may want to now enter into the job market of that particular country, and the best way, arguably one of the best ways to enter into the job market of another country, is to have a degree from that country, undergrad, postgrad, either. So if you're looking to move countries, if you're looking to work at a certain country, one of the best things that you can actually do is study in that country. But another really good reason is the fact that now in countries like the UK, you have master's courses being offered for a shorter time. I understand even undergrad courses that as we have mostly 4-year courses in Kenya, you find that several undergrad courses in the UK are actually 3-year long. And a master's degree, you can actually do a master's in 1 year. Personally, I'm doing a master's in 1 year. They call it full-time. And then the 2 years, they call it part-time. So I mean, if you have a chance to study for a shorter time, why not? It might be better for you. People have different arguments about that. I remember having a low-key heated conversation with one of my professors who I guess was feeling like a 1-year master's is not like good enough or something. People have different views about it, but I personally think that in a sense it comes from this whole thing we do of like over glorifying struggle and just thinking that something isn't good enough if it hasn't taken like training for so long, maybe. But I can tell you, as someone who's now doing a full-time master's, the reality of it is that it's actually very hard. The easier part is that it does take a shorter time and gives you a chance to fully focus on it and then now move on to focus on other things, just sort of get it done with. But it's intense because now everything is sort of just pushed together, and so you have to really focus. So if you're looking to do a master's degree, the best thing would be to be in a situation where you're not having to deal with so many other things that are taken away from your attention, so that you're able to focus on that, because it's very intense. But also another good reason is just for change. If you just want to have the experience of living in another country, what it would be like and things like that, going to study abroad is not a bad idea if you have a chance to do that, you know. But why not? It's not a very good idea to try and come study in another country because you want to come to maybe do your business in an illegal way if you want to do business, just try and do it the right way, because it does catch up with you. Like, your visa requirements at the end of the day somehow like can be tracked, so you really want to be careful about that. If you want to study, just come and study purely. And of course, it's not to be assumed that doing a master's abroad is easier. It's not. It's not. Like, one of my biggest lessons is life, and life is life anywhere. So it's not going to be easier because it's the UK or the US or whatever. Of course, we do have our challenges in Kenya. We do have our challenges as African countries, and that are not the same here. But life is life everywhere, so you'll still have challenges. And now, talking about challenges, what's at stake when you're coming to study abroad? Definitely it's the fact that for most people, you're not moving with your entire family. You know, you leave your family, you leave your friends, you leave just everything familiar, everything you've ever known, to just come and sort of start afresh in so many ways. And a big aspect to it that I'll expound on later is the fact that you will downgrade. Like, if you lived in a 4-bedroom with your family, you're coming here to live like in a single room or something. If you had a job and you were driving and you had just several privileges, you have a caregiver or like a nanny or like a house help in your house and things like that, you're not going to have that here. So in so many ways, life will feel like it will actually be a downgrade in so many ways, but yeah, it's what it is. So these definitely so many things at stake. You're going to miss your family, and you're going to miss a lot of privileges that you had back in your country. Of course, there's a financial aspect to it, which is very big, and many people don't realize that this is actually one of the greatest costs to coming abroad. I don't know. I don't know why. um, Maybe it's just lack of knowledge. It's just not understanding the process. But I think people sometimes imagine it's just easy. It's just documents. Like I have documents, but one of those important documents is actually proof of financial ability to take care of yourself and sustain yourself in another country. No country wants a burden. No country wants an intentional immigrant. They don't want you coming here to be a burden to the government. You have to be able to move countries and take care of yourself as best as possible. And how you prove that is, I have money in my account, and this is the money I will use. And if I can give a ballpark figure, that money comes to something like 3 million shillings, especially now, like let me speak for the UK specifically. It comes to something around that figure, 3M, for your school fees and to prove you have money for your upkeep. So that's a lot. But even if, let's say, you have a sponsor, or you are being supported by your parents and things like that, it still doesn't mean you may need to prove that yes, I do have 3M somewhere. It doesn't mean you will use up all that 3M because you're likely to come here and work or something like that. But still, there's a lot of financial input you'll have to put into paying for that visa, into paying for health surcharge. Oh my goodness. Into paying for into shopping, into coming here to settle in another country. You have to factor in things like, I'll pay for the rent for the first few months as I figure out what to do next, things like that. So it's a lot of financial planning, it's a lot of money, and that's a major cost to it that you have to think about. At the end of the day, really, it's generally so many differences in culture, in currency, in language, depending on where you are. You'll feel like you don't belong because somehow you don't, like, this is other people's country, and emotional, like, there'll be so much that you will go through to pay the price of moving abroad. But I'm not saying this to discourage you, but just to enlighten you to the reality of it. It's not like magical. It's not all roses and rainbows, So what would be the best time? The best time is what's comfortable for you. I remember when I was trying to come, many people were saying, yes, this is the best time for you. You're not married, you don't have kids, da 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 da. In many ways, they are right, because I'm in class with people who are married, who have children, who are expecting and things like that. And I can see the challenges that they're facing, and they also speak with me about the challenges that they're facing. But it doesn't mean that if you're there, you have a child, or you're expecting a child or whatever, it's impossible. It's just that, as much as possible, be realistic to the challenges you would face a bit more compared to someone else. Maybe it's even health issues. You may be having like an impending health struggle at the moment that would make it very hard for you not to start moving countries, readjusting and things like that, that would stop you from going abroad. But maybe it won't stop you from still pursuing your dreams. So the best time is what's best for you. The best season is what's best for you. Just take time to think about it. It is a big decision. And next week now, I'm going to narrow down to what it's like if you want to study in the UK. Why study in the UK particularly? What is it about the UK? Let's talk all about the UK. So I'm gonna see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.